just a moment. We got to keep pushing forward.
We want change. We want justice. Took the time to come here and work, and take the time to vote. That's our power.
Some of the injustices that we've been seeing is not okay.
Oh, they had fashion on their minds as they entered the building. Soon, the only thing the Spurs will be thinking about is a win here at home. And the game arrival, sponsored by Express. Dress like a pro. And with tip a proud franchise. Thank you, David. And tonight, two teams, Brent, that like to get into their sets, work the ball, have a little patience. Back in your day, what was your favorite play to run in half court?
Any NBA player, Kevin, will tell you their favorite play to run in the half court was any play that was called for them. Yeah. So let's start with that. But most of the time, I just enjoyed sets where the ball moved around. 4 or 5 touches. We talk often about good to great, but when you knew the opportunity for you to shoot the ball was there, but there was a better one for the next guy, that's when you're operating at a high level.
So a look at our starters for the Knicks. They've got Taj Gibson. Barrett is out there with Alfred Payton. Then there's Mo Harkless. And it's Randall in at the 4 spot. And for the Spurs, we've got Murray. Aldridge out there with Trey Lyles. Then it's DeRozan. And it's Forbes in at the 2-guard spot. Unloads from 13. DeRozan's shot is off.
Oh, can't punish the defense for leaving him open that time. That's a frustrating miss for a really steady jump shooter.
Harkless the pass to Gibson. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Gibson fighting through the contact and not taking no for an answer. Love that concentration.
Murray kicks to Lyles. Outside DeRozan. Lets it fly from 18. Count that bucket.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Payton against Murray. And it's sent back by Aldridge.
He's become a defensive anchor here for this team over the past couple seasons. Great timing on the block there.
Murray the pass to Aldridge. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
No good from Gibson.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
Murray with it. Pass to Aldridge. Over Gibson. No good off the front iron. For New York, they've gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter.
Well, the Knicks had a lot of turnover trading for expiring contracts. They did what they could to accommodate the wishes of a lot of vets.
Yeah, the problem right now for the Knicks is they're not inviting to a lot of free agents, and that's really where they're trying to make their play. So fascinating over the course of the past decade that New York has not been able to attract the top-tier talent. So building through the draft, Coach Fizdale hopeful that they'll land a star one way or another.
Spurs trail by 3. Pass to Aldridge. Payton against Murray. The kick out to Aldridge. Again, the miss by the Spurs. And here's Gibson. He'll bring it up for the New York Knicks. Oh, and the jam by Harkless.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. And the pass to Forbes. Here's Lyles. 14 points from him the last game against Dallas.
And he also positioned himself perfectly to grab all those rebounds, guys. Can't forget about the fundamentals.
Well, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, right now I don't see any let up, GA. I think he's going to just keep putting his foot on that gas pedal tonight.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here.
And in a league that's obsessed with threes and layups, LaMarcus Aldridge defying the trend, really feasting on a steady diet of mid-range jumpers.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. Here's Bullock. The teardrop falls in.
When the player gets a feel for that floater, it can really make things tough on defenders. You're just not sure how to guard them and where your point of commitment is.
This is it to get. 1:49 left in the first. White controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
And those second chance points can add up. Pass to Portis. And it's Gay with the rebound. And that turnaround jumper of Aldridge. Gray just impossible to defend.
Long arms, that high release point. When it's falling, well, we saw him give OKC 56. This man can take over.
Here's Ntilikina. Light covering. Puts up a 3. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line, and I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points, so 1 free throw coming up.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Yeah, the big man not going to slow him down from getting that deuce.
Here's Ntilikina. Light covering. They get it again.
For him, it's harder to miss that shot than it is to make that shot. I think he was anticipating a bit of a bump there.
Reversed it home. That was pretty.
Agreed. The agility on display. Ntilikina looking it over. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
Well, that helps Ntilikina's confidence when he can score like that against very, very strong defense.
San Antonio making a switch here. Mills is checked in. And that one misses. San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Pass to Medu. Now White. A 14-point game for him in the win against Dallas.
I'm not sure in that game if it was him or Dikembe Mutombo out there, guys. I was just hoping to see one finger wave after one of those 4 blocks. No, 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 not me.
For San Antonio, they've gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line. That one misses. Now here's Ellington. The pass to Bullock. Here's Ntilikina. What a shot! Amazing!
That would count.
Unreal.
Ringing the bell. That's the way to close the quarter.
Well, you love nailing the last second shot. Always a
Defense is 80% of will and 20% of.
A young player with an advanced understanding of defense, and his length gives him an edge.
And his defense is something he enjoys. If he can put it all together at both ends, he's a player you can build around.
We welcome you back to our special Noche Latina broadcast as the second quarter getting going right now. And looking at what we've seen from the Knicks so far, what do you guys think?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
Yeah, they did a great job. Just the initial thrust of that attack, as soon as they got the ball, constantly in transition.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. On the court for the Knicks, Ntilikina out there with Wayne Ellington. Then it's Robinson. Then there's Bobby Portis. And it's Bullock in at small forward. Shot clock at 6. San Antonio needs to get off a shot here. That one goes. Count it. White's got 7 points in the game.
How about that shot? Not exactly something drawn up by the coaching staff.
Ntilikina kicks to Bullock. Ellington from outside. And again, New York with the triple.
Well, that's a shot he can hit. If you give it to him, you need a little more energy on defense that next trip down.
And the sharpshooter, Reggie Bullock. Took some time for him, Greg, here in the NBA, but, you know, he's going to shoot it.
Bullock has always been a consistent threat from outside, and that is why this team loves it. It doesn't offer too much else, but he can open up some room inside with that ability to hit from deep.
New York leading by 3. And here is Ellington. Portis can't get it to go.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Now here's Bullock, covered by Mills. Yep, that one goes. Now it's a 5-point Knicks lead.
Just a much smaller defender on him. He does the exact thing at the right moment, goes straight to the rim.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, Kevin, my cousin LaMarcus Aldridge is not the flashiest player, but he is respected. His former teammate in Portland, C.J. McCollum, said he hasn't changed his game to try and fit the new NBA. He shoots mid-range, scores under the basket, strong as heck. He knows who he is. Kevin, LaMarcus isn't really my cousin, but his game never goes out of style.
You're right, D.A., and he is still getting it done. Thank you. And the Knicks making a change here. Taj Gibson's checked in for Mitchell Robinson. Julius Randle comes in for Portis. It's checked in for Reggie Bullock. And it's Peyton in for Frank Ntilikina.
It's common to see wing players improve their perimeter shooting in the league, but DeMar DeRozan's most striking growth has been his ball handling and playmaking. He's been dynamic with the ball in his hands.
Maurice Harkless is checked in for New York. Randall. San Antonio with the rebound. It's DeRozan with the drive. And the dunk by DeRozan.
And he just glides to the hoop on his drives. DeRozan's got plenty of force to his game. Don't get me wrong, but he makes everything look so effortless.
Here's Peyton. And again, New York with the triple. Greg DeRozan watching a ton of films of guys like Andre Miller and Sam Cassell operating in the pick and roll.
Not only that, Kevin, to strengthen his left hand, he'd use it for daily activities like writing, leaving no stone unturned to become an expert initiator.
And Gibson kicks to Barrett. Pass to Randall. Goes back up. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And the foul goes against San Antonio.
Well, Randall can hold his own down on the inside with that physical frame, Kevin.
He's off on the first. And he's flourishing as a scorer. But, Brent, how does Julius Randle take that next step?
Well, I think, Kevin, if he keeps improving on his consistency, shooting from that 10-foot to 16-foot range where guys are daring him to shoot and not wanting to deal with him driving into them. You know, last year he went up 6 percentage points from 35% to 41% in that 10 to 16-foot range. You keep seeing that kind of improvement, the growth in his game is going to come.
And he comes up with the deuce. 6 points for Aldridge.
It's an underrated strength of LaMarcus Aldridge, able to power in the shot even when being fouled.
Peyton finds Harkless. Randall left side. Doesn't get it to drop for him. It's the Spurs taking it the other way. Right side to Walker. Feeds to Aldridge. From 7. No good, and he's 3 of 6 from the floor. New York leading by 3. Here's Randall. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Early on, Brent, what are some of the intangibles you look for in a team that may be taking the next step?
First of all, is the player who's returning that's shouldering most of the responsibility, is he any better than last season, Kevin? Has there been some growth in his game? Secondarily,
The great ones always grow.
they always do, and they're really sharp usually coming out of summertime, and they're ready to go. Second thing is, has the roster been tinkered with a little bit or tweaked a little bit to enhance what it is that the skill set of the star player is going to provide for their team throughout the next 8 months of the season?
Now, here's Barrett. Not a lot of room. Basket, good. Barrett's got the lead up to 6 now for New York. some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
They get it back. DeRozan's shot is off.
How about the timing he shows there to challenge that shot?
Yeah, not easy to do there, and that's a guy that you can tell takes every possession defensively very seriously.
Oh, and the jam by Harkless.
Yeah, the man was wide open there, and Julius Randle understood the timing to get him the ball to get that score.
Outside DeRozan. Pass to Murray. Outside DeRozan. Pass to Lyles. Over Payton. Lyles against Payton. Lyles no good. Knocks the pass to Payton. There's the pass to Randle. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. And so that's the end of the first. All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
For the Knicks, the first quarter was pretty even. They saw their lead grow to a high water mark of 5. And that should...
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. Mo Harkless has been sensational.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
We've got Trey Lyles. He's out there with DeRozan. Aldridge out there with Murray. And it's Forbes in at the shooting guard. That's the San Antonio 5. To the right side. Barrett wide open. He fires. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
And well, like a lot of young players, Barrett's working hard to become proficient from range.
Murray with the bounce pass. Lyles passes to Aldridge. Over Gibson. That one's in there. The Knicks lead is cut down to 9 in the bucket from Aldridge.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
Payton attacking. Rebounded by the Spurs. On the wing, DeRozan. Defended by Harkless. Murray, no good. The Knicks leading by 9. And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. The 3, good. And it's DeRozan picking up the assist. DeRozan's got 3 assists tonight.
And the defense scattered all over the place on the break. Nice job finding the wide open 3.
Payton against DeRozan. Payton kicks to Harkless. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through it.
Payton against Murray. From deep. It'll go, and the New York lead is cut down to 5 on the bucket from DeMar DeRozan.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
New York calls timeout. With a fresh 5 on the floor. A different look for New York. Here's Bullock. Passes it to Ntilikina. Now here's Ellington, covered by Mills. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Ntilikina, and the shot goes in. Ntilikina's got his third bucket of the night.
Well, Frank looking better and better here on the offensive end.
And for Frank Ntilikina, some questions as to where he is best suited.
I mean, for me, I like when he plays more off the ball. I mean, he's shown that he could become a scorer when he only has to worry about that aspect of his game. Still very young and has a great set of skills with which to work.
And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot two here. Marco Bellinelli picks it. Well, we hear this all the time. Good defense beats good offense. Do you think that's true?
I don't know how defense scores. So in today's game, seeing the juggernauts and seeing what we've seen, Kevin, quite frankly, as some of the best offensive teams, not only in the last 5 years, but in the history of the league, around the Houston Rockets and what the Golden State Warriors have been able to do. It's about equipping your team defensively to be able to stop that stylistically, but certainly every coach will say it comes down to defense because that is something you can control.
Spurs trail by 9. Gay finds Mills. Third quarter action and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Back to Gay. Shoots over Portis. Kept alive. A second chance effort. And another shot. Pass to Medu. White wide open. He fires. Off target with his 3. New York leading by 9. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, over the last few years, there's been a lot of talk about seeding playoff teams 1 through 16, regardless of conference. Now, taking the top 16 teams is a tough sell, especially for owners whose teams are in the relatively weaker Eastern Conference. Taking 8 teams from each conference and then cross-seeding earlier than the finals is something that does seem possible down the road. The reward for fans might be a finals matchup with the 2 best teams in the league. Kevin?
Interesting ideas, David. Thank you. Here's Robinson. And there it is for him. And the Knicks lead by 9. There's 1:26 left in the third quarter. Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
Trying to snap them out of this little slump.
Well, they can't find the net right now, and all they need, I think, is just to get one to go to get back on track.
And the Spurs with some changes. Well, Marcus Aldridge, he's checked in for Medu, and it's Lonnie Walker in for Bellinelli. Mills passes to Gay. Now here's Walker. He's covered closely. Excellent D that time from Robinson. New York leading by 9. Ellington with it. 59 seconds left to play here in the third. 6 to shoot. And it's sent back by Aldridge. And he's able to get it back.
And now a look at Patty Mills here. Some last season stats for him. Last year averaged 10 points per game, 3 assists and 2 rebounds. We know that he can come up with the occasional big play, but his overall numbers haven't been impressive.
There is a bit of a feeling they're all looking to him to step up, and they know he's capable of doing it right now, just not getting it done.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. DeMar DeRozan. He's checked in for Derek White. And it's Bryn Forbes in for Patty Mills. He lobs it up, and Robinson throws it down.
You risk getting torched when somebody's open. Peyton's skilled enough to find the open man.
Spurs trail by 10. Here is Forbes. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Walker the pass to Gay. Pass to Aldridge. Kicks it to Forbes. Here's Walker. And that one goes long. And there's the pass to Knox. And he uses the glass on the layup. And it's a 12-point Knicks lead.
Well, Knox getting these kind of baskets really going to help the entire offense to get going.
Can't hit that one. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. New York ahead, up by 12. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, a great job with the eyes. And what separates great playmakers, as we know, Greg, is peripheral vision.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. And on the floor for New York here in the fourth, they've got Reggie Bullock, Handle out there with Taj Gibson. Then there's Elfrid Payton, and it's Barrett at the 2. DeRozan passes to Lyles. The kick out to Aldridge. From deep, Walker. The rebound by Gibson. Gibson's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Now, here's Barrett. DeRozan defending. Barrett, no good. Spurs trail by 12. DeRozan in the corner. It's good, only a few seconds into the shot clock. DeRozan's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for San Antonio. Payton, right side. That's tipped. Here's Walker. Good. And it's DeRozan picking up the assists. DeRozan's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Payton looking around. Good. And the Knicks lead by 10.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Here is Forbes. And Reggie Bullock gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Maurice checked in for the Spurs. Maurice Harkless is checked in for New York. For 3, Murray. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Gibson's got his 5th rebound in this one. Payton outside. And it's sent back by Aldridge. Here is Forbes. Passes it to Lyles. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Outside DeRozan. Again, the miss by the Spurs. The Knicks leading by 10. Handle with the ball. Now guarded by DeRozan. Payton against Murray. Here's Randall, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That one on DeRozan.
Randall, tough guy to guard here as he uses that frame to earn another trip to the free throw line.
White, he's checked in for Brent Forbes. Player development, not just a coach's job, Brent, something you're active in right now. And, you know, there are some players who are playing who are terrific mentors and teachers on teams.
There's no doubt about it that there are guys. I think about first what Vince Carter has provided to the teams he's been around in the past couple seasons. Zach Randolph, to some degree, was doing that as he moved from Memphis to Sacramento. But there are guys who are still players and that are on the floor contributing and doing big things like Chris Paul and Mike Conley that are such huge attributes to an organization when they start to introduce the changeover in their roster or the next phase of their team. You got to give a lot of kudos and appreciate the fact that players who've been that great for that long accept and willingly accept, Kevin, the role of teaching young guys and paying it forward.
And role players that have been like Calderon and Haslem, who have not been stars, but have been important parts of their organization.
Also, tremendous examples of what it means to be a professional day in and day out. If your responsibilities aren't as great as the top 4 or 5 players, there's still things you can do to make your team better on a daily basis. Those are 2 great names, Kevin.
It's a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Kevin, during that last break, I heard David Fizdale talking to his team. He said, I want us to play as though we're behind. We're good when we play with urgency. We're bad when we become complacent. Don't become complacent. Let's go, guys.
Payton passes to Gibson. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's on LaMarcus Aldridge.
Taj Gibson is tough, proven veteran who plays well on both ends of the court. The team just cannot get into a groove from the free throw line. It's a common problem for them.
Spurs trail by 13. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Here's DeRozan. And Harkless pulls it down.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
Those are all the little things about effort there. He just gets out there and contests, and that's just enough.
Randall down low. Lyles there. DeRozan scanning the floor. And the dunk by DeRozan.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
And the gamble paying off.
To the middle, here's Randall, and Randall throws it down.
Something about watching lefties who can get up like that just looks different, doesn't it, Kevin?
1:30 left in the fourth quarter. Now, here's DeRozan. Defense right on him. And the dunk by DeRozan.
Yeah, that's one way to get back into this game. Keep getting him the ball and let him make the shots.
Now Payton. Outside Gibson. He kicks to Payton. Just 5 to shoot. Barrett the pass to Gibson. Over Aldridge. No good from Gibson. And so White will bring it up for San Antonio. 11-point game. Murray. Out to White. There's 42 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Yeah, easy call.
It's the first that brings them to within 10. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Jakob Poeltl's checked in for Aldridge. Gay comes in for Lyles. Johnson, he's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Mills in for DeJounte Murray. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Just attacking the basket right there. Smith Jr. goes up strong every time he gets in there.
He drops the first one, and that'll push the lead to double digits. San Antonio making a switch here. Walker's checked in. Both shots good from the stripe.
Ooh, I think that's a wrap. And I can tell you, you can't have more pressure-packed free throws than the ones that are going to seal the game.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. And here's Mills from the arc. The Knicks pull it in. They've led by as many as 14 points. The clock now can just run out for the Knicks. Now here is Smith. So no problem for New York as they get the win. All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.